I'm just saying, like, how does a guy like Big Balls, who apparently has no balls at all, how does he drop off radar? Like he was Doge, now suddenly he's disappeared from the narrative, and then suddenly, out of fucking nowhere, months later, this kid is somehow now ambushed in a carjacking by, I guess, two black girls who were 15 years old who dragged him out of the car, beat the shit out of him, and then forgot to steal the car. And now suddenly ICE is like the police force or the Gestapo or the Schutzstaffel or the Sturmabteilung, whatever you want to fucking call it. These fucking jackbooted bitches are out there, and the DC police has been federalized, in essence making DC, which had already been experiencing lower crime rates than normal, a fucking police district, state, whatever. And they're doing similar shit, plus weaponizing ICE against political activity in Los Angeles. So on either side of the country, you got shit going on. How did we get to this point? Because it's a big distraction from the Epstein files, but I digress. I'm just saying, if you are an American citizen and you don't already own a firearm, then you either need to fucking figure shit out, or you need to go down to the fucking guy that lives on the corner that has fucking landmines and concertina wire in his front yard and shit. You know who I'm talking about, right? Every neighborhood has one. That one person. You need to make friends with that motherfucker and be like, hey, I don't own a gun, but I would like to learn how to shoot. Do you think we could, you could show me some stuff and we could offer to buy the guy a case of ammo and fucking whatever his favorite beverage is and his favorite sandwich. Make friends with that guy, because we are quickly getting to a point where that's just going to be necessary. I'm not even, and I used to get, back in the early days of like when I started doing videos, pretty much almost a year ago, when shit started to really pick up for us, I had people that were like, are you inciting violence? Are you calling for violence? Thankfully, those motherfuckers have fucked off to somewhere else and have kind of shed themselves loose from the tree of liberty, whose roots need refreshing. But, I mean, what's up, fam of liberty? And also, everyone else who's watching this video who isn't following this channel for some mystifying, stupefying reason, it's your boy Big Sarge, the artist formerly, not formerly, known as Admin Tim, founder of the social media organization called Sons of Liberty that's been steadily enraging MAGA fuckface Alaskan since 2015. If you saw us out in the streets at a protest for the first time or you're new to our channel, I know what you might be thinking based on the appearance and the titles, so let me get this out of the way. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck GOP politicians. Fuck ICE. Fuck these limp-dick establishment Democrat politicians that aren't out there in the streets fighting for us tooth and nail every goddamn day. And fuck billionaires. Fuck the wealth hoarders that have their fucking boots on the neck of just about every American citizen. Neither this channel nor its comment sections are a safe space for you bootlicking simps for a Russian asset, convicted felon, adjudicated rapist, Wish.com fascist oligarch, failed insurrectionist, wannabe authoritarian tyrant, self-confessed lover of very young girls, and a guy who was friends for over a decade with a convicted pedophile, Donald Trump. Now you know where I stand on things, so if you're still here and you're not frantically rage typing into the comments box like a triggered snowflake, who's ass mad about crime in DC but don't have shit to say about the accused sexual predators in the administration, one of whom has 34 felony convictions, and also the January 6th insurrectionist, then maybe you should consider following this channel after you watch this video and deciding whether or not you like the cut of my jib. And to be quite honest with you, since I'm not monetized, I don't give a fuck. You're either here or you're not. You either like the content or you don't. It's no skin off my back whether you do or not. I'm putting out the information. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Don't follow or unsubscribe. I don't get paid for this. I don't get paid to do any of this. I do this for stress relief, not for public service. This is how I blow off steam. I mean, there are other things that I do to blow off steam, but I can't talk about that. We'll get thrown off of YouTube. I've already had a video taken down because they don't know what fucking parody is. If I suddenly start talking about, like, you know. Admin announcements. This coming Monday, the 18th, I'm doing a special live stream with comedian and fellow ginger Steve Hofstetter. If you don't know who Steve is, you've probably seen memes that are based on his absolutely devastating clapbacks on social media. If you've followed my content long enough, you know that I absolutely do not hesitate to get down in the comment sections and serve up some smack talk and clapback with dumb shits. So when I say that Steve's clapbacks are epic, that should tell you how awesome I think it is. In the lead up to that stream, instead of the indie film stuff that I normally play, I'll be running a few reels of Steve's stand-up comedy mixed in with some hardcore punk tracks that I wrote and composed. Some of y'all heard some of them on a recent previous stream. Maybe there's a snippet of some country twang in there. I don't know. Now, the day after that, Tuesday the 19th, I've got congressional hopeful Elion Badger running for office in Michigan's 7th District. I'm also working on booking General Sean Harris, who's running against Margarine Trader Greed. I'm working on former politician Brian Sims. I'm working on South Dakota Democrat candidate Julian Baudouin. I might have mispronounced that. And of course, on August 26th, I've got Cliff Cash and Jessica Denson returning to the stream. We are part of the Removal Coalition. Today, Friday, August 15th, is the last day for all of you D&D gamers to get your character submissions in for the Sons of Liberty D&D game that we're playing as a charity fundraiser in November. You have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern to get your character submitted on our Discord server. Oh, the Sons of Liberty Discord server, what? You can find information about submission guidelines in the Character Creation Questions channel. There is a pinned post, and you can make your submission in the Character Submissions Forum. As a bonus, I've been posting some in-game lore in the Tome of Knowledge channel. After tonight, you can vote on character submissions. Just go to the Character Submissions Forum, read through the entries, and click the little heart icon on the characters that you like and that you would like to see in the game. The game will take place on Saturday, November 15th, and it will run for as long as we can possibly stand it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. We are raising money for Stack Up. It's a veteran charity. Each character is its own team, and the viewers in the Fam of Liberty can make donations during the game to influence events, NPCs, characters, character roles, etc. Those of you aspiring to play the game with us, you will need a PC or laptop, a Steam account, and a functional mic or webcam. We will be streaming live to Twitch. We'll run a few practice sessions, which will be on Twitch as well. If the game proves to be a popular draw, we can make a recurring thing that we do. The Sons of Liberty, and by extension, the Fam of Liberty, are participating in the Removal Coalition with Cliff Cash, Jessica Denson, Fear and Loathing, Closer to the Edge, American Opposition, Political Drain, elements of 50501, and a whole bunch of social media influencers. Accordingly, we are joining the protest in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, September 2nd. We will be going to the Congressional Office Building to speak to our senators and House reps. There are talking points that you should know. This is the day that Congress is back in session, so we need to be there to greet them. You want to see Donald Trump removed from office and thoroughly investigated for any ties to the Epstein files? This is how we do it. We go in there and we make our voices known in person. Be in DC, join me and the fam and the other admins and the other staff and all of the people in the coalition, so that you can rep Sons of Liberty if you don't already have a shirt. If you want, there's zero pressure. I'm not hawking merch. I'm letting you know. If you want, later today, I'll be posting a unique code for the merch store so that you can get yourself a Sons of Liberty shirt at a discount and then wear it to the protest. Stay tuned to our social media and Discord server. That's where I'll drop the code. Today, Friday the 15th, Donald Trump is meeting with Russian dictator and wanted war criminal Vladimir Putin on U.S. soil in Alaska. They'll be meeting to discuss the future of the war in Ukraine. You know who won't be there? Anyone from Ukraine. Don't you think that's weird? It's expected that Donald Trump is going to offer offshore mineral and drilling rights in Alaska's waters to the Russians. I am absolutely going to love watching MAGA stumblefuck its way through cognitive dissonance, stepping on its dick, trying to find the cope that it takes to justify this. It's going to be fucking wild. Now, if you haven't been aware of American history between the late 1940s and the fall of the Soviet Union in the early 90s, Russia was basically our enemy. We didn't have an announced shooting war, but we had what was called the Cold War. The Korean War is considered to be a major conflict in the Cold War, with Chinese and Russian communist forces participating or advising the North Koreans, respectively. The Vietnam War was also a significant proxy conflict in the Cold War, regardless of whatever you might think about it. It's never been proven, but it was suspected that Soviet pilots flew Vietnamese aircraft and fought against American aviators. We also know that the Soviets and the Chinese advised the North Vietnamese. Outside of those two conflicts, there were other smaller conflicts and incidents involving U.S. personnel. So when I say that Russia is basically our enemy, that isn't just hyperbole. The teleseries The Americans is a pretty good fictional Cold War drama, and if you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. Anyway, so Donald Trump is entertaining a dictator, authoritarian tyrant, and wanted war criminal on U.S. soil to talk about the fate of Ukraine. Now, I mentioned that it's suspected Trump is going to offer offshore rights in U.S. waters to the Russians. We all know that Trump is a Russian asset, and that ex-Soviet KGB officers have stated that Trump was groomed without him knowing it. So, meeting to discuss Ukraine's fate without involving Ukraine is kind of weird, especially given that Trump is flip-flop back and forth and decides one day he likes Vladimir Putin, the next day, Vladimir, stop! On social media like a little bitch-made cuck that he is, and then the next day he's back to it. I don't even know where I was going with that. I just wanted to be like, Vladimir, stop! The war that Russia started in February of 2022, that Russia was supposed to win in a matter of days, has bogged down over the years so badly that Putin had to resort to getting North Korea to send in troops, that North Korea saw slaughtered on camera, by the way. Putin has had to hire mercenaries who got their asses kicked and almost succeeded in turning around and storming Moscow. Russia has seen attacks on its own soil, and of course Russia has lost so many troops that it's had to clear out many of its most violent criminals from jails and prisons to go off and fight. Despite all of that, so far, Putin has resisted negotiations for a ceasefire. So we can probably predict that Trump and Putin are going to try to redraw Ukraine's borders for Ukraine in a move to solidify some of Russia's battlefield gains. Obviously, Ukraine opposes this, and the rest of the free world too, looking on in horror as the American president basically gives away a country that he doesn't own and that we aren't formally allied with, because it's a big distraction from the Epstein files, but I digress. Anyway, be on the lookout for MAGA cope as Trump basically sucks Putin's dick in front of the entire world. I remember a time when Republicans were the most vociferous warhawks on Soviet-Russian aggression. That was in my lifetime. There's a whole generation of dead politicians that are turning over in their graves as we get cucked by Donald Trump, who is in turn a cuck for Putin. The American president is a fucking joke and a fucking simp. And if you support him, then fuck you too, you fucking bootlickers. Admin Tim316 says, get fucking die mad about it. Hashtag not sorry, not sorry. That is my time for today. Join me in Washington, D.C. on September 2nd. And no, I don't give a flying fuck about any goddamn curfews or martial law. I'm a fucking American. Fuck that shit. 2 claps and a Rick. Join or die, fam. 1 team, 1 fight. Woo!
And now it's time for the Throatpunch!